I told him that the Chinese man in one of the companies was the illegitimate son of a member of the Standing Committee of China. He said that couldn't be true. The guy was born in the United States. I said that those born in the United States are indeed part of the Chinese Communist Party's gene plan. This American-born Chinese is one of the people who controls the secrets of almost all human beings. He has more information than the CIA. I said if one day he sits in the interrogation chair, you will ask him 2 questions: who was behind the Sinovac vaccine? When did Sinovac technology started, and what's the relationship between AI, Sinovac technology, and vaccines? I told him that
Hello. Hi, my name is Ava. I'm so happy to be here. Hi, Harry. Hi, Richard.
Hello, Ava. Hello, Henry, and global fellow fighters. I'm very excited to be with you again for this broadcasting of Taking Down CCP.
Hi, Ava. Hi, Richard. It's my honor to be here and announce this to you again.
Okay, so go ahead, Harry, please. Let's see our PPT.
Sure. Thank you, Ava. Please look at the first one, frame shift. The modified mRNA in the Pfizer Moderna vaccine produce an aberrant immune response when translated. In 1/3 of cases, the vaccine mRNA produce a nonsense or unknown protein other than the spike protein for which is programmed. The study was published in January 2024. And they also agree that if these translation errors are not resolved with next generation of COVID-19 vaccine, they will pose a major safety problem. However, they believe that this finding does not call into question the safety of the technology. Another team of researchers issued a much more severe diagnosis last June regarding this major flaw in the mRNA platform. Modified mRNAs are not suitable for clinical use due to their non-lasting, potentially permanent, and immunostimulatory nature. The persistent nature of mRNA, including the SARS-CoV-2 spike protein, results in dangerously long-term exposure to the unlimited dose of this pathogenic protein, and therefore must be reassessed for continued use in humans. Please look at the next one. Thank you. Multiple injections. Repeated exposure to synthetic mRNA and a vaccine spike protein leads to immune system exhaustion. This immune suppression, likely due to codon optimization and antibody-dependent enhancement, IDE, suspected in clinical trials, is marked by a class change in antibodies now extensively documented. This catastrophic alteration of immune response, not observed after heterologous vaccination or with DNA vaccines, results in immune tolerance, which promotes reinfection and susceptibility to cancer. It should be noted that to date, the Peter McCullough Foundation has identified at least 7 studies demonstrating the negative effectiveness of injections. Okay, please look at the last one. Thank you. DNA contamination of Pfizer or Moderna vaccines. The Pfizer Moderna vaccines contains fraudulent plasmid DNA, which shape makes it competent for replication, meaning that it can theoretically integrate into genome and thus induce cancer in vaccinated individuals. We have written numerous articles on this discovery, which has been confirmed to date by 10 research teams worldwide. The most recent being a molecular geneticist commissioned by the Slovak government. The reported quantities are staggering, reaching up to 500 times the limit said by the European Medicines Agency, implying that integration into the genome can occur spontaneously, maximizing the risk of cancer. Thank you, Eva.
Okay, thank you, Henry. So professional. And every time I study, I feel it's really hard, but I really take it seriously to study in Chinese after translate. And this one, but I think this is a really help that when I talk to my friend, like yesterday, I'm not like can remember the vocabulary, but I show them like last time we see the brain. I really appreciate Richard. You make the wonderful PPT, the picture of the brain after vaccination. They are different. Then I show my friend. I said, "See, this is the picture once like a healthy people's brain, and after vaccines brain like this." And I really want to tell you guys that my friend is shocked, really like speechless, very scary. Okay, go ahead. Maybe Richard, you can have a simple word to share, like what kind of things today PPT is so professional. I want to more understand in the ordinary way.
Thank you, Eva. Thank you, Henry. Actually, I think today's PPT will, tell us very, important thing is that first, the spike protein, they stay in the body for a long time, kind of permanently, stay in the body. And moreover, they, we remember during the vaccine period, right? They promote the multiple injections. Why they, one injection, one dose, if it doesn't work, you promote another one, another several, right? So now we know that the repeated exposure to this mRNA and the vaccine spike protein lead to the immune system exhaustion. Actually, through the our broadcasting on this vaccine, during the past weeks, and we understand that the main function of this spike protein is to suppress our immune system, immune cells, right? We know that now we know more and more that our immune cells is very powerful of killing this like the cancer cells or the tumor cells, right? But the spike protein, they try to bind this kind of like immune guard, and so that those immune cells doesn't work or cannot work well, so that all the tumor cells can like escape of recognition or be killed, right? So this is the logic, and this same logic used for all of this, the disastrous effect, of this spike protein. And another thing, actually today I noticed that this DNA contamination of this vaccine caused the cancer to develop within 1 month. It's a disastrous development. Like the picture, I Google the picture, like the cancer development is horrible. Less than 1 month is it's from the beginning to to spread in the whole body. So this is because this like a plasmid DNA, this shape can make it like competent for replication, which means they can like reach like 500 times the limit set by the the medicine agency, like a safety limit, so that they can replicate and integrate into the genome. So the gene can be altered easily, because for this PPT, they said spontaneously. With this spike protein, they spontaneously integrate this into the genome, so the genome will be changed. So considering this, you know, the big problem of this vaccine, actually, I Googled today, even today, I Googled like COVID vaccine cause cancer. What I got nothing. I got like COVID vaccine is good, and then COVID vaccine still, you know, bring nothing like a negative effect to the cancer or the cancer patient. So it is surprisingly that even today, and I remember the RFK Jr., now the Secretary of the Health in the U.S. During the one interview, he said that the Google company is a vaccine company. Now I understand this sentence. Google company is really a vaccine company, because even today, if you Google the vaccine, COVID vaccine, killing people, causing cancer, nothing. You know, all positive. You know, the result out of the search. And also, you know, by the way, I also Google, you know, the Iran protest in these days. I found that, you know, I got nothing except that you know, the protest in Iran in 2020, 2024, but not today, but not 2026. I also Google, you know, like in Iran protest today, and they killed over like thousands of people or 10,000 of Iranian killed. Nothing, you know, nothing. You got this kind of information. Now we realize that those even powers are like, you know, the together, you know, with CCP, and those powers are colluded together. So it's interesting, Eva.
Well, thank you for sharing this. I really, I didn't pay attention for that, but I remember Miles Guo told us the Google ever like this, they were done, they were totally gone. And nowadays people, they know they lie, and we now, I think in the future nobody use this kind of a lie like a Google. Okay, how about we take a look at Miles Guo's one of the clip, and then we come back to talk.
这些年就谁也没转过来这个弯儿啊！共产党不代表我们中国人，共产党它不代表中国。你反共不等于反国家。共产党把这个事情大家有注意到了没有？他这个事情做得非常成功，让中国人都认识到，你反我共产党，你就是反中华民族，你就是反这个国家。天下哪有这个逻辑道理？这个不要脸的东西！你一个共产党，一个党，更不用说你是个非法的党和合法的党了啊！你还是非法的，你还天安门你杀这么多人，文化大革命死了几千万人，你本身你向人民的承诺，当年叫中国人实现美国式的民主，在1917年，当时5·4运动的时候，李大钊、胡适，你们追求的是什么？反帝国主义。是不是反日本、反法国、反德国、反这个西方的列强，承诺给中国人民主，结果你就在6·4，你就把中国的学生追求民主、法治、自由的学生拿坦克给撵了，而且推翻地主，你就让每个人都拥有土地，都可以当地主，还甚至睡地主的老婆和女儿，结果你当了全人类上、全世界的荒唐。竟然美国99.7%的人，甚至更高，不知道中国人没有1寸土地，这个土地竟然被一个党在控制了啊！这是有多么的疯狂！到现在中国还在说爹亲娘亲不如党亲，这种流氓逻辑，你挣的钱不是你的，你的房子不是你的，爹娘的孝敬的权利都没有，你要孝敬党。中国老百姓挣了钱。现在老百姓花钱的权利都没有，你们做了787，你们一家人要100多架飞机，在全世界横冲直撞。
Okay, yeah, this you know, like whenever I'm watching again about Miles Guo talk about the CCP is not equal to Chinese people, I really want to thinking. 2020 that day, once I watching Miles Guo's talking separate the CCP and the Chinese, I'm not really understand, but now, even yesterday I talked with my friend. I told you gonna remember CCP is not equal to Chinese people. How? The CCP as a company's like a CEO. We love we love China, but we don't want the CCP there. This is what I'm talking. How about Henry? You wanna share something like when you talk with our friend, how can we more easily let them to understand the CCPs cannot represent the Chinese or China?
Oh, okay. Thank you, Eva. Actually, it's hard to, because in China we only have one voice, right? So most of Chinese people they not have access to the truth. That's why I found it very difficult to communicate with them, because I don't want to please them by acknowledging that I know nothing, because I live the first half of the first 30 years in China, and then the second one. So I'm lucky. I have the privilege to know the truth, even though there are a lot of lies on the media. But I have the freedom to find out for myself. Okay, just come back. So that's why China without the CCP, it's very matter to me. Okay, because it steals friendships, steals all kind of a relationship with my family back in China, because you find it hard to talk to them, right? So we back to our topic today. So can I see share a little bit my understanding about the PPT?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what I learned today is according to the recent research in January 2024, all that this scientist, the author, intended to suggest that the COVID-19 vaccine does not even reach the bar of safety requirement for human use. Even though the author didn't say this part very loud, because I guess that he does not want to challenge the pharmaceutical industry. Okay, so when I just for example, the first slides, when it focused on the frame shift, okay, of the mRNA vaccine. So COVID vaccine, at least at this point, is not mature. This is what he said. Okay, now it needs to be reassessed. Because it contains a major flaw. Okay, so in other words, all the global populations who have received the COVID vaccine, actually has been used as experimental, mice. No, no scientific support, no, comparative experiment, but just cover up but just a censorship. So even worse, such a vaccine are forced to jab, into human body. So it's a crime again against the humanity. Okay. So another point I would like to make is that there has been a cure for the COVID-19 virus. Miles Gore, the founder of New Federal Institute of China, revealed to the world years ago there is an alternative way to solve the problem. Ivermectin, so it's safe and it's effective and it's also cheap. So why there is a medicine out there, for the solution? Why we need vaccine? As far as I know, there is a vaccine only used when medicine failed. Okay, so this is okay, and the solution revealed by Osmo Gore has been proved by lots of people, not just those a big internet influencers, but also by common people around us. It's proved true. So the question is, why this life-saving information has been, censored by why one of the safest become medicine was demonized by the mainstream media. Okay, so Miles once said, why so many people support NFSC? Because it saves significant number of people by telling the truth. That's okay. Thank you, Eva.
Oh, thank you, Henry, for sharing. How about Richard?
Yeah, I just give some brief comments on Miles Guo's video clip that Miles Guo shared with the audience that in communist China, Chinese people, we don't have any ownership of the property, and we don't have the freedom of talking whatever you want to talk. You cannot, and you cannot choose whatever the food clean or not clean, because all in China most of the food or water are polluted because of the CCP's the aggressive development of this manufacture and industries, right? And another issue is that people, we pay tax to the government, but those tax are collected by the CCP to enslave the Chinese people. So that is why and also we know that CCP is the maker, and also they release the COVID-19 virus, and they are behind, colluding with other powers behind the COVID vaccine. So this is why CCP is the root cause of every disaster event and things, and that is why we want to take down the CCP as soon as possible.
Thank you. I think time is up, and see you next week, same time. Take down CCP.
Take down the CCP. Take down CCP.